Hello, viewers. Mamukase. Very good morning, Team Zimbabwe. Welcome to African Beyond Television Network. My name is Ronald Okomakusha. So today we want to look at various issues, very important issues. John Mangudya was at the Parliamentary Portfolio Committee where he was answering to some issues concerning the economy of Zimbabwe, the failure of the economy of Zimbabwe, the failure of the bond notes, etc. So we are going to play the videos here live on this program so that we manage to understand what is really happening with people like John Panonetsa Mangudya. And we need to see why they are in denial of the facts. They believe that they are doing a great job. They believe that they are doing the good job in terms of managing the finances, in terms of running the economy of Zimbabwe. However, there are some shortfalls. There are some issues which they failed to answer properly. So I'm going to play the videos, then we slowly address issue by issue.
The bond notes, they failed, the bank has failed. I don't believe that the bond notes failed. There is no one ever come to me with evidence that bond notes failed. Bond note was a purpose for the export incentive scheme. Did this economy increase exports during that period of 2016, 2018? Yes. Which companies have done so? We can give you a number of companies that have done so. Because it was an export.
So that is the first point here. Mangudya believes that we improved imports during the period of 2016. And the question is, what is happening right now after you have dumped the US dollar? What is really happening? So let's get to so many videos so that we can give you a conclusion at once.
Chamisa, speaking of gold. Gold is, I'm not very sure. I also read it myself about gold being smuggled. Because I'm not a law enforcement agent. It is a government of central bank. I'm not qualified to give even an estimate or guesstimate on that area. Because I read it also in newspaper, but there is also law enforcement. So a central bank, we have a Fidelity Gold Refinery. We've seen gold improving from 19.6 to 29 tons last year. This year we are seeing again same trend increasing. We're expecting 35 tons of gold by end of the year. So if there is some that is being smuggled, we don't know why it is being smuggled. And that area, we leave it to the other members of the society who are the law enforcement agents to deal with. So I'm not qualified, Chairman, to deal with even to give an estimate or even an estimate of gold that has been there, because I don't have evidence. So we are very transparent in terms of our counting. We are accounting for gold that is delivered to Fidelity printers by both the large-scale producers and the small-scale producers. Lastly, Honorable Banda, I think I've already answered most of the issues concerning what.
So here, Munanonzi Panonetsa Mangudya is not being honest, because you can actually see that gold smuggling, Henrietta Rushkwaya was caught smuggling 6 kgs gold. And John Mangudya is saying, I don't know of any gold smuggling. What an idiot. Masinire was caught at Aratambo with 14 kgs gold, which was smuggled from Zimbabwe, and was arrested. And that news is in the public domain. And a certain idiot says, I don't know of that happening. I don't have evidence of that happening. So the question is, when these things happened, when somebody is in court right now, when somebody was Rushkwaya is on remand, and the governor is saying, I don't know of any gold smuggling. I just hear it in the newspapers. This is the kind of ignorance our leaders portray to us. This is the kind of idiocy our leaders portray to us. The people who are holding very important positions in the economy of Zimbabwe, they take us for fools. So you can actually see that there is a massive gold leakages in the nation of Zimbabwe. That is not a secret. But somebody of Mangudya's caliber denying that is happening, saying I don't have evidence of that happening, is so questionable. That is so questionable, because the official report says we are losing more than 30 tons of gold each and every year from smuggling. And the man called Mangudya is still in denial and still believes that is not happening. So let's continue to play these short clips so that we hear what he said, and we get to understand what needs to be done.
When people do not like some of the policies, does not mean that they are inconsistent. If we say that, let's use willing buyer, willing seller. The president has said that himself. We've said it, we have said it, to buttress what the president has said. And that's what we're doing. Willing buyer, willing seller. Consistency. We are saying that it's your rates, go to the banks. Auction rate, we don't, Mangudya does not go to the government and say, please, can you fill in today 385 in your bid? We don't. This is a free country. So, I mean, that's the position. We might differ, but let's also respect if we differ. I think one of our major issues, Chairman, is that we need to have less of bad news. We carry this country through. Less of bad news. I didn't say all of it, less of bad news. We carry this country forward. We go together, we can achieve more. Smuggling.
So here you can actually see that John Mangudya is speaking about the exchange rate here. And the question is, can I go into any bank right now with my Zim dollars, and can I make a payment for my goods abroad using the willing buyer, willing seller? I can't. So for a functional currency, for us to say we have a functional currency and we have a functional exchange rate regime, I need to be able to get into a bank. I just need to go and convert my balance into the amount I want to send. So if for an example, if you are in UAE, if you want to send money to Zimbabwe from United Arab Emirates, you don't go into the streets to look for US dollars. You go with their currency, the dirhams currency, and you deposit it in a bank, and they calculate the exchange rate at that day, the US dollar dirham exchange rate, and they say for you to be able to send $100 to Zimbabwe, you need so much dirham. That is how they are operating. If you go to South Africa, the same applies. If you want to pay for school fees for your kid in China, they just check the exchange rate, and you pay in rands. If you go to Botswana, you don't pay in US dollars, you pay in pula, but your money arrives in US dollars. So Mangudya has missed that point completely. He has missed that point, because that is the basis of a functional economy. That shows that we have a functional exchange rate. But if we have a situation where you go into a bank, a financial institution, and you want to send money to South Africa, to your relative who is stuck there, and the bank will tell you, Shamwari, and I know Tagama US now. And the question will be, you are the bank, and I have RTGS. Where am I going to get the US dollars? So in Zimbabwe, we now have a situation where people are now performing functions of a bank. People will run around to look for US dollars, and they'll bring the US dollars to the bank, and the bank will charge them for running around for looking the US dollars and for bringing them. The bank will charge them. So people are now helping the banks too, because when I pay US dollars in the bank, I am helping the bank to settle its debts or its bills. So right now you can actually see that is a point of failure. But John Mangudya is still ignorant to an extent where he believes and he thinks that the exchange rate regime they've employed is working. And this is the reason why as Zimbabweans we need to wake up. This is the reason why as Zimbabweans we need to take charge of the situation in the nation of Zimbabwe. Let me quickly play the last one so that we can get to the final conclusion.
This economy increased exports during that period of 2016, 2018? Yes. Which companies have done so? We can give you a number of companies that have done so, because it was an export incentive scheme. If you were to one-to-one exchange rate, and you expect companies to increase their exports when they're using one-to-one, I think that analysis will need to be interrogated. It doesn't work. What works is to ensure that whenever you one-to-one, you need to ensure that you give your companies an incentive. That was an incentive. Did the inflation go up during the bond note? No, did not. So when someone says, when you read, I read newspapers also. So that did not fail. And the interbank did not fail. And therefore the auction, the one-to-one, was not changed. The one-to-one was basically a business decision. In 2018, Chairman, 2018, somewhere around January or thereabout, the business community of this country organized an Indaba at the Sheraton, which is now the Rainbow Toast Group, where they said the government should now float the currency. That was a decision from business community, from the Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. And the government did exactly what the business community asked for. Why? Because there was now more virtual currency in the system than the foreign currency. So, lastly, Chairman, we don't manage the willing buyer, willing seller.
So my question to Mangudya is that you are talking about having a virtual currency already. And where was the virtual currency coming from when we were using the US dollar? Because you deny that the bond was a currency. That is, you are denying. So where was the virtual currency coming from when we were using the US dollars? Because you said the bond notes were the resemblance of the US dollar, which means the balances of the US dollars we had were supposed to be equal to the balances of the bond notes we had, which means the bond note was something which was not available. So somebody could just walk into a bank and say, I have 1,500 bond note, give me 1,500 US dollars. It was supposed to be given it just like that. So where did the virtual currency emanate from? If you were not looting, if you were not stealing, where did the virtual currency emanated from? That is the reason why you see in 2019, they didn't bother to separate the US dollar and Zimbabwean accounts. They merged the same account. They looted from the US dollar account because they wanted to try and correct the mess they had created for a very long time. And in the process, they ended up looting for everybody else. So Team Zimbabwe, this level of arrogance being displayed by John Mangudya here must convince us as young people to say we need change in the nation of Zimbabwe. We need somebody, a governor who is going to manage the finances of Zimbabwe very well, the monetary policies of Zimbabwe very well. Chuma Stembiso, thank you very much for coming. They've stolen together. Why he is denying? Yes, these are thieves, and you know what? When you are caught, sometimes you try to hide. Robert Antonia Skanzi, isn't this the guy who voted to resign if the race of exchange rate shot up? So much accountability. Hey, so in this video, Robert, he is actually denying that the policies are failing. So you can actually see that this man is a man who will never accept that they have failed. This is a man who is not going to accept that their regime, their government has failed. These are the people who believe that they are doing well. So while you are crying at home, while your kids are not going to school, while there are no drugs in the hospitals and you are failing to access medical care, while you cannot take your wife to cancer treatment, while you cannot take care of your parents, while you cannot build your own home yourself, these people believe that they are running the economy very well. They believe that their policies are doing the nation a favor. So you can actually see that with such kind of people, with such kind of mentality, where they live in their own separate world, different world, where they are the only people who see progress. And isisu vamwe hatisi kuona that progress. They're the only people who see this progress. With such kind of people, we are going nowhere. Just imagine that you are talking to a partner, a business partner, who does not even accept the mess he created, or who does not even take responsibility of his actions. You can actually see that that business won't survive. So sometimes at this juncture, when this marriage is failing, we need to decide and see what should we do, because the other partner in this marriage, called Zimbabwe and the people of Zimbabwe, the other partner is denying that we are in a mess. So the only way is to divorce. Let's divorce with this kind of government, with this kind of leaders. Let's remove them. Let's have a complete overhaul. This is no longer an issue of changing the leadership of ZANU-PF. No, this is now an issue of changing the entire Zimbabwean leadership, removing ZANU-PF, disbanding ZANU-PF, and making sure that we have a completely clean government. So he went on to speak a lot of issues and a lot of nonsense. But as Zimbabweans, we are not so we are not idiots. We are not so dumb to an extent of not understanding what needs to be done. We know very well what is happening and what needs to be done. Thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your support. Please like, comment, and share. Don't leave this platform without ringing the bell, so that you can be informed every time we come here live. So thank you very much for coming. Thank you very much for your support. Ramba mjiti support, Ramba mjiti sigira. Till we meet again in other episodes, we have a lot of issues to cover today. Much love.